Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's exclusive interview is with the one, the only, Caroline Williams. The very attractive Miss Williams.
Baby.
How you doing tonight, Miss Williams? Miss Caroline, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
You doing great? I heard
I was eating a burrito, and
Yeah, and probably like 75 degrees and sunny and beautiful. And
I was going to say, first question, where is here for you?
I'm in Los Angeles, California. I'm way out in the valley where it gets cold as fuck.
What's cold as fuck
in
to
the
you?
nighttime.
What's cold as fuck to you?
Define cold as fuck to you, please.
Well, anything below 70.
Jesus Christ. You California. I'm shoveling snow this morning to get in my car.
Right now.
California.
It's 35 paltry degrees out here.
Oh, my Christ.
Listen, I was in Chicago. 2 or 3 weeks ago. And, it was like, during the day, it was like in the 50s.
Yeah.
I had a fur coat on.
I'm sure you did. You had the scarf, the mittens. They were looking. They're like, what Eskimo is she?
Don't be fooled by it. Do not be fooled by it. By the time the night comes in, that brisk air will bite you in your bone marrow.
It will indeed.
Now, where are you guys?
We're in Detroit.
Yes, we are. And you were like, look,
man,
I was waiting for you to be like, I'm sorry. Because you know it's cold
I
here.
am sorry. I am sorry because you guys have ice earthquakes.
We do.
We have black ice. We have hidden ice. We have ice fights.
Don't go teasing us with your California isms.
It's
just
ridiculous.
because we don't
I
have
know.
all that nice weather.
And you guys have to be sitting in the cold and in the dark for like 9 months.
I don't mind it. I double up on my Zoloft.
Oh my goodness.
I'll make sure my blankets are clean.
We get real moody around the holidays, but that's okay. And the cold in times. But look, hey, I want to before we go any further, I want to talk about 1986 Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Now I know for those of you who don't know Caroline Williams, let me go ahead and explain that her track record, the list of movies that she's been in are longer than most men's penises.
Movies, TV,
Jesus H. Christ. This woman works like a workhorse, I'll tell you what. And she don't look a day over 30. I don't care what you say. I'll slap your mom if you say different. But let's talk about Stretch. Let's talk about Stretch Brock, the lead role in Texas 2. Now that's where I first seen you. That's when you first became a part of my life and Monoxide's life because I forced him to watch the movie.
That's when I was introduced to masturbation.
It was.
Excellent.
You're not supposed to tell her that. God damn it. There's personal things. Okay. Anyway, so back to the Stretch, and now what I want to ask is, did that happen on purpose, like, or did you just kind of fall into that role?
I heard your audition was insane.
Talk about it, please.
I heard you came in and body slammed people.
What?
I pretty much did.
That's what I'm. Tell the
It's a
story.
very well-known, it's a very famous audition story, and it's very encouraging for actors.
Yes.
And who because you do sometimes have to take a risk, and you do have to be able to gauge what's going on in an audition room before you go in. And when I looked at the script, it only had the one line, which was "They live on fear." The rest of it was all slam bang action shit.
Are you serious?
And I'm wearing
Screaming.
tiny. Seriously,
Wow.
It was 2 or 3 pages of running, screaming, slamming doors, piling things,
They've gotta be kidding.
grabbing things, screaming, and it was that whole thing.
How do you?
And all the actresses were going in and out of the room, and it was dead silent.
Oh my God.
And I thought, what are they doing?
You're like, they're
in
not
there? What are
owning
they
it. They're not
doing?
owning it. They need to own it.
Yeah, and I thought they want an action figure. They want a woman who can be Wonder Woman is what they're looking for.
Absolutely.
And that's what I did. I ran screaming down the hallway into the audition room. I hadn't met Toby and Kit yet.
Right.
I just slammed into the room and I slammed the door. I pulled the chairs. I crawled over to where they were sitting in their chairs. And I grabbed the legs of the chairs and I just started pulling on them furiously to signal to them, get the fuck out of my chairs.
That's so awesome.
Amazing.
And I got the chairs and I drug them over and I piled them in front of the door. And then I backed into a corner saying, they live on fear, they live on fear, and I started crying.
And they were just like,
And-
okay, tell everybody else to leave. She's got it.
That is amazing.
I mean, it pretty much went down that way. Because before I left, the audition was in Austin, and I was living in Dallas at the time. So I'd driven the 2 hours to audition, which is like the normal way you did things in show business in Texas at the time. Driving 4, 8, 6 hours, no big deal. So that's my Chihuahua, Squeaky.
Yeah.
Hey, Squeakster.
So, so by the time I was halfway home, although I didn't know it, they had made the decision. By the time I walked in the door, my Codaphone was exploding.
Holy
Codaphone.
I was going to say you said Codaphone. Yes.
That's amazing.
Codaphone, man.
That's right.
I had
That's
a
before
fucking
flip
Codaphone.
phones. Fuck yeah. All right. So,
And yeah.
I was going to ask you. No,
So that was the deal.
Do you feel that you helped pioneer the role of what became a scream queen in the horror community? I mean, do you feel like you helped make
A part of that
lay a
pioneering?
brick? Did you pave some of the sidewalk? I mean, you had to do something. I mean, that movie is very pivotal in horror community. Like that
I think
is,
what you did was bring the Scream Queen to a mainstream audience.
Yeah.
And turned it up a little bit more.
And she wasn't just, you know what? She wasn't just always the
Not knowing
victim.
that. I mean,
she wasn't the victim. I mean, aside from Friday the 13th,
but she ended up being a hero, right?
True. Aside from like Friday 2, I think, or even at the end of Part 1 or something, like there's very rare movies where women are the heroines, where they stand up in the face of horror and be like, enough is enough. You're gonna kill me. God damn it. You're gonna work hard at
And
it.
it's because most men aren't confident in themselves.
That's right.
And dealing with something like that. And I think it's bullshit.
It
because
is.
I know some chicks that would kill the shit out of anybody.
I think Caroline's one of them. I'm just gonna go out there on a limb and say Caroline will definitely kill you.
But I
if that's
believe
what happens.
that has a lot to do with it. But yeah, that's what we feel. We just want to know
listen.
what do you think?
I keep a 44 under my bed, so I have no
you
fear
do.
about defending myself with lethal force. But in '86, 2 roles for women in horror, I think, sort of redefined and yet expanded on the genre that was begun, frankly, by Marilyn Burns. Marilyn Burns was the original final girl.
Okay.
Marilyn Burns crawled into the back of that truck and she drove away from Leatherface, and she left him unsatisfied. And that
did,
planted the flag.
But don't you go selling yourself short now. She was a victim.
that would never
She was
crossed into
she was a
mainstream
G-damn
America like that.
victim.
I don't know.
You gave him something. You were chasing people and you're with chainsaws and shit. I mean, you were getting in there. You
And
were
you
getting
brought a
dirty.
certain kind of sexiness
You
to it.
did too. No one really ever
Which is
took
hard.
Right.
As I am.
Well, that year, you got to see Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween,
Yeah.
and you got to see me in Chainsaw 2.
And that's what I'm saying.
Jamie Lee Curtis, she was a little bit more of the princess.
She was the teen.
Her role was not.
You were a
but
woman.
She was not. She was not. They didn't work the sexual angle
At all.
as hard in Halloween
They
really did. I mean, Toby went balls out with Chainsaw 2
He
because,
did.
you know, the chainsaw seduction scene with the big steel penis with the teeth on it.
when you were sitting in the ice.
have it hanging on my wall.
Yeah, hey, I got a poster. I'm sorry, it's custom. We made it ourselves.
I got new T-shirts. I'll send you my new T-shirt design. It's all over the fucking place.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's looking great.
But yeah, Toby took it one step beyond, and we ran into so much political trouble.
That was racy. That was really racy for '86 too. I'm not gonna front. That was kind of like today.
Well,
that's just no big deal. But then it was like, holy
listen,
fuck!
they released us without a rating.
Wow.
We went into the theaters with literally, this movie is not rated.
Wow.
And it really, we had a big opening weekend for horror fans, and after that it dropped right off the map.
Yeah.
Partly the feminist movement got out there, and she's being it's the same dialogue. It's the same dialogue.
She's being put in compromised situations. They put you in,
But
absolutely.
today you got a little more people to have your back.
You have leeway. I mean,
as
because you were
opposed
also
to 86, you're kind of on an island by yourself almost.
True. I mean, in 2009, you were in Halloween too, so you can see. I mean, you of all people see the spectrum of the shit that you were walking the line with Toby and like 2009 with Rob, you're basically getting away with bloody murder. You know what I mean? It's insane. It's
You
the
can't go
yin and
too
yang.
far. There's no
now you can't, you know?
line to cross these days. Like to get an NR
Well,
now would be amazing, but they're like, oh, that's PG-13. We've seen it.
Right.
It's
Well,
crazy.
the thing is, I like believing that that's true, but there's an effort underway. There's a new Puritanism that's coming into thing, and it's this very extreme form of feminism where a woman in a sexual situation that has even you can't put any muscle in your tussle. You can't put any struggle in your snuggle.
Yeah.
You can't exhibit that shit. But I will tell you, if you watch Paul Verhoeven's new movie, Elle, it is one of the most extreme provocations addressing male and female sexuality. I mean, it'll leave your jaw on the floor because
You want to go?
It goes there.
On the outside. Everybody take a time out. No, understandable.
But there's this female sexuality now. It's like male sexuality is a threat and a weapon, and female sexuality is a permanent victim pathology. And it doesn't leave a lot of room for the in-between,
Interesting. That's an interesting concept. That's an interesting take as well. I like that.
Yeah, and only the horror genre is going to address that and take it somewhere. And the thing is, Verhoeven's movie, in fact, is a form of psychological horror.
Wow.
But it's an extraordinary film, and it's got to be seen. But just, we're in this new Puritanism that I didn't think we would be going back to, but it feels like 1986.
Right.
When people were writing articles about how I put myself in the service of Toby Hooper, who hates women and is a misogynist
Really?
and has rape fantasies.
Is
with
that really the kind
major
of shit they'd say about him? Really?
You cannot believe this shit. We were getting
great.
bombarded with all kinds of bad press about how he was a woman hater and he wanted women to be bisected with saws, and
my
he's
God.
threatened by female
Are
sexuality.
we talking about Toby or Donald Trump?
Jesus Christ.
We're talking about. Listen,
I just want to make sure.
that's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
absolutely crazy.
I mean, when you look at the sexual landscape and the broad vistas of sexual behavior that are appropriate, inappropriate, how do you define that? How do women define it? How do men define it? When you watch a TV show like Mad Men, and flirtation was a slap on the ass. Women would brush up up against a man with their tits.
No, there's no question to get that raise back in the days. Yeah,
The lady that cut my hair just did that to me.
That's scary. I don't like having my hair cut by ladies. Intimidating. There's a
You don't want those boobs going into the back of your neck, do you?
I don't know. It's just
I leaned into it a little bit.
Put the full character
But
out.
what I'm saying is, I went to a party last night. I was dressed in something that's very sexy.
Provocative.
And I dress that way on purpose. And I dress that way because I like getting male attention.
That's right.
And getting male attention is a fun, groovy, hot thing. Is that a bad
Keep your
thing?
hands to yourself.
No, that's an honest
I
thing.
mean,
It's true. No, it's not a bad
seriously.
thing.
Any woman that says other is just lying to herself.
You should be able
Yeah.
to.
Nobody dresses up and gussies up for their self.
No, there's 100%, but you should be able to celebrate yourself and enjoy yourself. And if you look a way that you look attractive and that's the vibe you're putting out there, then why shouldn't you be able to do that? As long as you're not.
And if a guy,
as long as you're not
if a
showing
guy
your bits and
wants to
pieces, I
respond,
suppose.
if a guy wants to respond, I'm happy to define his parameters for him in a way that lets me figure out, if there's anything happening, because you've got to.
And I tell you
There's
what,
got to be some.
that is some grown woman shit right there. That is some grown woman shit. I like that. Hold on.
Plus, listen, it's also gay shit because my gay male friends.
Yeah.
When I'm with my gay male friends at a gay club,
It's a whole different
and I
night.
watch what's going on.
It is.
Oh my God.
Yep, completely
different.
different.
They've got the greatest freaking sex lives in the world, those guys.
There's it's more
There are no
accepting.
boundaries with
Yes.
them.
Talk about these
I mean, I'm sure there's lines, there's boundaries. Like they're not gonna,
For sure.
but it's so much more open. It's so much more honest.
I think what it is more times than not, if you find yourself in a gay bar, you are with some extremely comfortable people. So, and I think that's the key to what a lot of it is, just on a whole nother level is just being comfortable with yourself and being able to be whoever you are, who more importantly, who you want to be.
Because that vibe will be put off of you. And
it's true.
If you're in a club full of people that actually hate themselves, you feel that. There's fights all over the place. Everybody's beating everybody up.
And you see that too.
But if you're in a bar full of honesty, you're probably going home with somebody. And it's true, though. It's a whole different atmosphere.
Even when you're driving, some people, you see them, they got a smile on their face, they're tapping their hand on the wheel, and you got other people that are beating the steering wheel ready to explode. You know what I mean? It's like and I'm the latter. I'm the latter. Calling me an asshole, but I am, goddammit. Look, I want to switch it up on you right now, real quick. A random question: would you rather have a grapefruit-sized head or a head the size of a watermelon?
Oh,
didn't expect
God,
that
that's
one.
a head the size of a watermelon.
You would want the head the size of a watermelon? I picked that one too, and everybody told me that's crazy, and I said it's got to be in perspective. We don't know the rest of the question, really and truthfully, is the real answer.
Because a head that's super small, you can't fit that much in it.
Oh, my head is really small.
See,
wait, what head are we talking about?
And the thing is, with a watermelon,
my real head is small. It's small.
Oh my!
But it's full of brains.
Don't denigrate yourself, man.
Listen.
With a watermelon, you can plug a bottle of vodka into it.
See,
but listen to this. They say that a bird per skull capita has the largest brain of any living species.
What?
So to be called a bird
I
brain
don't
is
believe that.
Look it up.
I do not believe
both
that.
Of you,
they say
I wasn't aware there was going to be science.
A bird has the largest brain of any living species.
Neither one of you.
I do not believe it.
There was going to be. We were supposed to be learning. We were learning shit.
Also,
that's good things. I got one.
Santa Claus was actually a homosexual from Germany.
No. I
heard that too.
You know what? Don't go spreading that propaganda around about the Claus. Now hold on. I got two more questions for you, and then we'll leave you alone. You can get back to that burrito. I promise.
This Claus is a beard.
All right. First, my first question, and I'm gonna keep it away from the business, but this will be the fun. This is the Christmas episode. Is there something special that happens around the Williams house at Christmas time that you just feel that needs to be told? The rest of the world needs to know, because like I said, there's nothing about you. You're like aside from this list of everything you appeared in, there's not a lot of personal information about you on the interwebs. What's one thing you'd like to share with everybody about? You're like, hey, at my house, this is what we do for Christmas.
For Christmas, we do Hanukkah.
Are you serious? Hey, that's all right though. That's great. Okay, so then, all right. So is there something?
You get 7 fun days.
You
man.
do.
Or is it 8? It's 8.
It's 8 fun days.
Funky nights.
Come on, man.
Nights.
I want 8 stuff.
Okay, so is there anything? So then let me ask you that.
I do.
During the Festivus.
I love fried sweet potatoes.
Oh, that's interesting.
What?
I love donuts.
So
because you're supposed to eat fried shit.
Oh, so these are staples.
And I'm a Southerner. I'm a Southerner as well.
Yes.
So fried shit and being Jewish. See, it's like
I didn't know about the Jewish part. You're the Southerner part.
How are you not 800 pounds?
Right. You got a gym in your house or something?
You know, I just do it in
Don't
small
say the
amounts
metabolism
over a very
shit, because
long period of
Monoxide's
time.
been saying that for years, and it pisses me off when he says I got a good metabolism.
I do.
You know what? That's
I
bullshit.
do have a good metabolism.
Fuck both of you, man. I'm fat, and I work hard to be to be mediocre fat, not extremely obese. I work my ass off.
But you know what else I do?
You high metabolism having. I'm done. I'm not gonna say it.
Listen, we get it from Santa Claus.
You know what?
And
there you go.
That's a topic of radio.
All right,
but I also do Christmas with all my friends. I love to go to Christmas parties.
That's cool.
Yes, me too.
I love to go to holiday parties. I love to go out for New Year's.
So that's something you do. You're real about town during the holidays. You're out celebrating, no matter what it is. Whether it's Christmas, Hanukkah, no matter what, you're there. You're enjoying. You're having a good time.
I love it because my friends love to celebrate. They love to have a good time.
She's a pony.
Because, I mean, let's face it, the whole fucking world could blow up tomorrow. So you better get out and have a good time.
Hey, that's a great way to look at it. I'm going to go ahead and on that one. Okay, my last question, and I promise this one's cool. I'm bringing it full circle. In 2016, Sharknado the 4th, the Awakening. Hold on, now this is a relevant question. I promise you. Your character name was Stretch. Now I know where you're going. I know. Now was that you or was that the director? That's all I want to know.
It was It was both of us.
Cool.
Anthony Ferrante is a friend of mine, and I think the Sharknado series of films are one of the campiest and most fun events.
But they're
during
so
the
over,
summer,
and
every
so
single
everybody
year.
so loves them, and they have like the highest, like Netflix. They're like the highest watched, viewed, and for everybody that talks about them ill, they know they watch them. There's a goddamn Funko Pop of Sharknado. It's insane.
Listen, we were in Vegas live tweeting around the world as the movie premiered in July. 2.5 million viewers in a single night worldwide.
That's insane.
So that's a lot of people.
yeah.
Anthony's a big fan of the movie. He has always wanted to work in more horror influences in the movies. And I had been begging him for 2 years, please let me come on. Please let me be in this movie. So he sort of reconstituted a satire family for Chainsaw 2.
That's so cool. I mean,
And
it was like a little
brought me
nod.
in
It was a
as
nod.
stretch.
That was so fucking cool. So as a horror fan myself, I think that's fresh. So thank him for me too. If you see him again, fuck it. It's cool. I think it's
And
awesome.
I will.
I appreciate that. Well, look, we don't want to take no more of your time. It's the Christmas episode here, so we're saying Happy Hanukkah to you. We want to thank you so much for stopping by and being on the show tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We appreciate it.
I loved it. I love Twiztid, and I can't wait to hear the show.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right, thank you, Carolina Williams in the house.
Yeah. Come and see us. We're going to
You
be
bet.
in California like the end of January
That'd
for the
be
last
awesome.
week. We have a show out there and everything.
Where are you going to play?
Whiskey.
Yup.
Oh, fantastic. I would love to be there. Put me on the list.
Absolutely.
will.
You got it.
I'm hoping that I'm going to be at the Whiskey New Year's Eve.
Uh-oh.
Waiting to see.
That sounds interesting. That sounds like it's going to be a party for sure. See, we need to call her more. She knows where all the good parties are.
Fun.
We never get invited to shit. So as long as we can be your +2, we're there, all right?
We're there.
All right, take care. Thanks for calling.
Sounds good.
We'll be
Bye.
back after this on Ashtrays and Action Figures.